Hey YouTube, Wolf125 here. We're back with another Warframe video, and this is going to be kind of just an short explanation of what you should buy from Tenncon Baro. If you got the Tenncon digital ticket and you have access to everything Baro has ever sold before, this is to tell you what you should definitely go for. Or maybe you're viewing this video at a different time and Tenncon Baro is no longer here. Tenncon Baro comes around once a year during Tenncon for a whole week, where you have access to everything he's ever sold. But if it's not that time, then just look out for these items when he has them in his inventory. So I think what you should definitely go for whenever your Tenncon Baro is here, definitely go for Primed Firestorm, because AoE is the meta currently, and pretty much everybody always constantly want these. If you have lots of ducats stacked up, you can always try and save them up for trade chat. I have sold probably like 45 of them in the past couple of months, made good chunks of platinum off it, even from maxing it out and then turning around and reselling it. I've still got a couple from when I bought them before. As far as like Bane mods and Cleanse mods go, you should definitely get those if you're trying to get into Steel Path, because those are really good for damage over time type builds, like tossing your glaive or anything like that. You got Bane of Corpus, Corrupted, Grenier, Infested. Like, get the Cleanse, get the Banes. I actually would not worry about Infested. I wouldn't worry about any Infested mods, just because Infested have no armor and they already take stupendous amounts of damage as it is. That's as far as it goes for mods. Or actually, no, I'm sorry. Get the dual electric mods, actually. Like Voltaic Strike, I've still got a couple of those. Shell Shock, the dual status mods that have electricity. Those are pretty much the hardest ones to get in terms of RNG and for drops, because they only come from a certain spy mission, I do believe. I definitely do recommend getting those whenever Baro does have those. Yeah, I think that definitely is it for mods. And the Prime Flow and Prime Continuity, but those are like really starter tier mods. They're not necessary, but definitely get those too. For appearance, if you like cosmetics, there's plenty of appearance stuff here. I'm not into fashion frame much, even though I know a lot of people say that fashion frame is in game, but that's just not my thing. I like putting certain builds together. You got all kinds of glyphs and sugatras and all that stuff. Got a couple of immortal skins and all that jazz, but that's entirely up to you. Whatever he's got during that certain moment. In terms of weapons, number one weapon you should definitely go for is the Vassalok, and the reason for Vassalok is because of a mod called Shattering Impact, which can completely strip an enemy's armor. So you can use that on Acolytes, you can use it on Eidolons, you can use it on bosses, on Steel Path. There's tons of different uses for it, but definitely get that. I want to say that Prisma Dual Cleavers are really good, but they're not top tier or anything. They're actually kind of a fun weapon, but Glaxion Vandal, that's my baby, like my favorite weapon in the game at the moment. Ignis Wraith, do not buy Ignis Wraith. Please, for the love of God, do not buy Ignis Wraith. Please, don't buy it. You can get it for free in trade chat. Do not waste your hard-earned ducats on Ignis Wraith. That's been in the game for I don't know how long now. It came from an operation. You can literally just go to trade chat and ask for a free Ignis Wraith blueprint, and I guarantee you somebody will be kind enough to chalk one up, because they're just don't buy it with ducats. Don't spend any plat on for it. Just go to trade chat and ask for it. For the miscellaneous, you've got all your pedestals, you've got posters, you've got decorations for your orbiter or your dojo. You have boosters. If you are somebody who's getting to Steel Path, there's already a drop chance booster increase on Steel Path. So if you get mod drop chance boosters, that essentially quadruples the drop chance for mods. And it's actually kind of an okay way to gain some endo. It's not the best way. The best way, I think, is still probably on Steel Path. It's like the arena or something like that, but that's entirely if you want to get into that kind of content or not. So mod drop chance boosters, I'm probably gonna buy a few myself. I'm sitting on 40,000 ducats. Last year I had like 75k, but I don't know if I'm gonna buy any this year. If there's certain rare mods that you're trying to get, it technically does increase your chances of getting that rare mod, but the only technical rare mod in the game that is just stupendously hard to get is Critical Focus, and that drops from Profit Taker or from Transmutation. I've got a couple from Transmutation, but I think that's just going to be entirely up to you if you want to try and gain endo that way. You don't feel like going for Steel Path. As far as the other boosters go, Affinity, Credit, if you want to do that, again, that's entirely up to you. If you don't have Aclex Prime yet, that comes from the Axie A2. You can buy a couple of those if you want. If you're just trying to get the Mastery rank, Aclex Prime, if you're wondering if it's a good weapon, it is not. It's unfortunately, they're just... AoE is the meta I'm working from right now. It's about priming enemies and everything and having condition overload and crit hybrid builds, but they're kind of expensive if you were to try to buy it from trade chat. So I suggest trying to buy it from here. So the Stalker Beacons, if you're trying to get War, the Smoking Body Ephemera, you can buy some of those. Zanuka Hunter Beacons and the Goose Frog 3 Beacons, I wouldn't worry about those. There's just a lot of other cosmetic stuff here. And then you've got these, all the way at the very bottom. You have Akvasto, same concept follows with Aklex, not a great weapon. They are slash-based. I haven't put together anything crazy for it, but just like I said, with AoE being the meta, they're just kind of, they're just kind of there in terms for like... I don't want to say they're MR fodder. Maybe you could put something fun together with it, but that's entirely up to you. It wouldn't be top tier for stuff that I recommend to get, though. Now, these two, Axie V8 for the Volt Prime pieces and Neo 01 for Volt Prime pieces. I have made so much platinum off of Volt Prime. Definitely stack up on these whenever Baro has these, because there is always, and I mean always, I'm on the Xbox platform, and it's probably the exact same on PC. Always buy this shit. Always buy these Volt Prime relics, because just everybody and their mom these days just needs Volt Prime. And I assume it's probably the exact same on PC. And I'm on Xbox, and there's always people trying to buy Volt Prime. He's a great starter frame. He's great for Eidolons. He's got a good versatility in terms of his builds. So I think for top things that you should, like, in the top 10, I know this isn't like a full tier, like 10 list, but the best things to get from Baro, from either Tenncon Baro or any other kind of Baro that comes around during the time that you watch this video. Prime Flow, Prime Continuity, Prime Firestorm, the extra damage mods, these Axie and Neo relics for Volt, and the Vastalok. Those are the best things that you want to buy from any kind of Baro that's around if he has that stuff in stock. Any others, like, I make those your priority. If he's got it, get them. If you want to buy more of them, also up to you if you want to try and gain some plat. I don't know if you're somebody who has lots of time on your hands, but if you do, you can definitely crack a lot of these relics and sell you some Volt Prime pieces, as well as the Prime Firestorm that I was talking about. Now, if you're somebody who's newer to Warframe and you don't know how to price or gauge certain things, you can go to warframe.market and change the platform to whatever platform you're on. A lot of people forget to do that. If you want to know how to farm ducats quickly, I'll leave a link to those videos in the description below. One of my videos is kind of outdated. All I've done is just change one arcane. There's one frame called Titania Prime that you can use to speedrun relics. Like, just, you can knock them out really, really fast. So I hope you found this guide useful. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below. We're currently streaming on Twitch. The Twitch link will also be there. If you want to try and catch these live, just click that link and hit follow. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Have a good day, guys. Peace.